Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of AM and the PM with Amanda and Mark. Amanda, would you like to introduce our guests today?
Hello, everyone. Today we have Elysa and Tanner.
I was like, gonna wait.
Yeah, you say hello.
Hello.
Hello, audience.
So I used to work with Elysa at Kitty Academy. I've probably known her for a little over 2 years now. But her and Tanner have been together for a pretty long time. How long have you guys been together?
We just went over this week. I think we're on 4 years now.
4 years.
4.
Us too. We just hit our 4 years.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Happy
We're twinning.
anniversary.
Thanks. Same.
So, how did you guys meet?
Oh, this is a great story. I always love telling this to people.
But I'll let you take it.
Okay. From my point of view, so we met at college. We both went to Penn State Barron. So we met
Your sophomore year?
Yeah.
Oh no, your freshman year.
We met freshman year, but we didn't really start becoming friends till sophomore year.
Yeah.
And your junior.
My senior year.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. So the funny thing is, like, I was actually liking his roommate because he was in a series.
Where did you go again?
Barron. Yeah. Penn State.
Barron.
Yeah.
Where is that?
Is that Erie?
Erie,
Yeah,
yeah.
Erie.
Yeah.
Oh, but did you live in Erie? Like you?
Well,
Oh no, your family's in New Jersey, right?
yeah.
Okay, so
You
I
gotta let her tell her story.
I'm sorry. No,
I'm sorry. Didn't give a backstory about myself.
I'm sorry. No, I forgot. I
No,
thought
you're
you
good.
were from Erie, and then okay, I got it.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. So I am from New Jersey. So anyways, I actually liked his roommate because he was in a serious relationship at that time, and we met through Greek life. So I was in a sorority, he was in a fraternity, and we met through like parties and all that stuff.
Mhm.
So let's see.
Oh God,
Tanner, you will have your opportunity to tell this
like,
from your
it's
perspective.
Crazy. It was just like I'm a very dramatic person. So like obviously I didn't start liking him till my sophomore year. We're kind of hanging out because I became their sweetheart in their fraternity.
What does that mean?
So
I'm
how-
so
from scratch.
interested in fraternity.
So-
I know nothing about fraternities.
At least from my fraternity's
Oh.
point of view, sweetheart is. I guess it really could be anybody.
Supporter, kinda.
Usually it's a female that's friends with all the guys that we basically would consider a brother and would ask to join our fraternity if they were a guy.
Gotcha.
Oh.
So Elysa
I've never
was
heard that
friends
definition
with
before. That's cool.
all of us, would
I was
help
a bro.
us out whenever we were, doing fundraising or, any kind of events. She would always hang out with us and whatnot. So we made the choice to ask her to be our sweetheart.
So,
Nice.
yeah, so that went on. And then I think because we kept hanging out more, I started liking you. And then it didn't end really well because, like I didn't tell him that I liked him, but he knew that I liked him.
Everybody.
And everybody
it was
around-
not, she was so obvious. It wasn't.
There's a lot of drunk moments where I would just cry
Oh my-
at parties, venting to people. I like him.
But you didn't tell him.
No, because, like, I didn't want to be a homewrecker. That was the thing. Like, we were friends, like, for a year before we started dating.
Mm.
And we didn't do anything. Like, I didn't want to be that person. He didn't want to be that person either. So we were like really good friends. And then it just
At one point, we even talked about it. Like,
Yeah, we
even
did.
talked about, like, we acknowledged that we had feelings for each other, but we were like,
and you were
not gonna do
graduating. I was
anything
still gonna be
about
in
it.
school. So, like, I don't know. It was just weird.
Okay.
But then it, like, turned around, I guess. I don't know. It just went with the motion. Somehow he broke up with his ex-girlfriend. And then, couple weeks after?
yeah, it was not
So,
long after.
not long
No,
after.
it's okay.
we
2
talked-
weeks, maybe.
I got- Yeah.
So yeah. Funny thing is, so when he broke up with his ex, obviously, like, we knew, like, we were maybe going to dates, talking, whatever. So on my birthday, we weren't really officially boyfriend girlfriend yet, but we were going on dates. And then that was when
that was our first date. Was your birthday?
Oh yeah, that was right. My birthday was our date on it. Oh yeah, which was funny because we got in a fight that day. But then that was the first time you told me you loved me.
I did.
We weren't
Oh,
even
a lot
dating yet.
happened that day.
Yeah, it was a really. I wish like I could like show you guys what I mean because like it's just
It was
just
a mess.
it was a
It was
mess.
a mess.
It was I caused a lot of problems. Like I'm such a drama queen. But yeah,
Yeah.
so and then yeah,
I mean, it was college. You know, it's fun.
Yeah.
Right?
it was just madness.
Yeah.
Not what I expected, but yeah, here we are. Didn't
Mhm.
honestly didn't think I would end up dating, or let alone getting married to him.
Mhm.
So yeah, turned out great.
Nice. So
Yeah.
that was all while in college. You said, right? So
Mhm.
you started dating. When was that birthday? Was that you were still
That
a senior,
was-
Tanner?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. And now you guys are how
Mhm.
old?
I am 24.
I'm 26.
Okay, gotcha. So just
Took me a
4
minute. I'm like, wait, what?
No, I
Yeah.
thought I was 22 and I'm 23.
She said it live on that.
on
episode.
the podcast. Yeah.
Totally wrong.
I'm like, I'm 22. Well, I had my birthday over quarantine, okay? So it's like
Yeah.
a blur.
Yeah, that
Yeah, same.
that entire
I mean,
yeah that
same with
entire
us.
area. Yeah, because my last day of work, it was the day before my birthday, and I didn't even get to say goodbye to anybody. I didn't get to say goodbye to you or
I
like, any
know.
of the kids. I was very sad. I was like, what?
Yeah. And like you would have like came back to say goodbye, but then not
Yeah.
after a pandemic. So it's like
yeah, seriously. I was like,
Yeah,
of course. but-
definitely a shitty way to end that. Yeah, on a
it wasn't
pandemic.
supposed to be her last day.
yeah.
Like her last day was actually supposed to be like a few days after or something
Mhm.
like that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
damn COVID.
Seriously.
Yeah, but I got dumped like 11 days before Mark and I made it official. So
Ah.
Totally.
okay.
We need to
Literally 'cause
clarify
I
that. I
forgot.
didn't know you at that time. Correct?
what? Oh no, we literally met. Yeah, we met like 2 days after I got broken up with, and like
Okay.
11 days after
Yeah.
knowing each other, we made
Yeah.
it official. So like I've only known him for like 4 years. Like we've been together. I only knew him for like 11 days before we started. Like
It was
Oh,
an
wow.
arranged marriage.
we were just.
I say, like,
we
how'd you guys
were.
meet?
I mean,
Hey,
like
those work out
I know it's
sometimes.
only 11 days, but we spent so much time together, and it was just at a point where I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think we were both at. We've talked about this before, but I think we were both at a really good point in our lives where we had had some other boyfriends, girlfriend,
Mhm.
Mhm.
respectively or whatever, and it was just kind of time. I mean, is that something that good?
I'm not one to just, go like do things with some random people. So I was like, let's just make it official. Like,
Just see
you
where it
know.
goes. Is that something that you guys find? We always like to ask that question. Did you guys have relationships before? Well, obviously Tanner, you did, but like, do you looking back on it, did you think that you were at a time where you were at least like somewhat emotionally mature and you wanted to continue to move forward with that person?
Eliza's
Well, Eliza's
like,
already alluded to that. That it's not
no.
really the case. But
Yeah. Well, back in college, I was in like previous relationships. Like I've had relationships in like relationships in middle school, which I don't really count.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in a serious relationship in high school, but it was just weird. Like it just obviously wasn't right. So once I got to college, like that's kind of where I started, kind of like, I don't want to say experimenting, but like kind of like going on, I don't want to sound like a hoe, but just hanging out with people and,
Yeah.
because I've
Exploring.
because I've never been able, especially with my parents, like they're kind of strict. Like
Mhm.
they don't really want you to date, but they kind of acknowledge it, but don't really,
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
a weird thing.
more
yeah.
like a
It's
friend.
being in middle school and high school,
Yeah.
I think they realized
Even
it probably wasn't anything
Yeah,
that was gonna.
but
come.
even in high school, it was. I mean, they got better about it, but they still considered our boyfriends like, oh, your friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I was surprised because the first time I
Mhm.
met any of her family, it was her extended family. I met her parents when they came to pick her up a couple times
Mhm.
from college at the end of the year. But the first time I met her extended family was for her cousin's wedding, and her mom actually had introduced me as her boyfriend.
So think
And-
of Gran Torino.
got it. You're
think
in.
of
You're
Gran
in.
Torino. Like if you've seen the movie Gran Torino,
No.
Next topic. No, I'm just
Clint
kidding.
Eastwood. So
I-
it's-
I think I've heard of it. Keep going.
He's
so there's
a-
like a house.
He's,
Yeah.
he's basically an old white guy who lives in a neighborhood that is
Oh,
Get
progressive-
off my lawn.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
There's
Get the gist. Get the gist then.
Yeah, so there was more of a scene where he goes over to the neighbor's
their
house
party.
who are all Asian, and it's all like
Mhm.
from what country?
They were Hmong people. I forgot where they're from. I don't, but they're called
Either
Hmong.
way, yeah.
I learned this in one of my classes. I
It's
don't know how I
just
know that.
such a cultural difference, and it's
Mhm.
just this white guy coming into
Yeah.
a whole house full of
Filipinos.
Yeah.
Half of them I didn't even know who they
going
were.
to her
I was like,
family, and
"Who
it
are
was just like I thought to myself, man, this is the exact same because I have no idea what the hell is going on. People are speaking a different language, and it's just like, okay, I'm just the one of two white people here.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I was crazy in college. Like my friends can vouch for that. He can vouch for
Yeah.
that. Like it was like if you met me in college, you would not think of me. Actually, just kidding. It was my Christmas party.
The Christmas,
Like,
the Christmas
Walnut
party.
grill.
Walnut grill.
Walnut
Wine
grill.
night. That's all
Wine
I
I
night.
wasn't there, but I heard
Wine-
all about
wine
it.
night,
But
for
no,
4 years.
I've drank with Elysa plenty of times.
Yeah,
I
like
know.
at Annalie's house.
we were at
but
your
Yeah,
house for
she
one
just
time,
needs
too.
to go.
Yeah.
She just needs to
Yeah.
go to sleep.
But times, like, yeah, I can't hang anymore. Like,
You never could.
no, wrong. College, I could like put it away, but now obviously I can't put it away. I just
Okay.
can't. I just can't do it anymore. But yeah, so yeah, I obviously was the experimental one in college before I realized like, oh, I think I should probably stop doing this shit because like I'm never gonna find like a good guy because all the guys I've been with they're all like assholes and they just obviously wanted one thing and didn't care about the other.
Mhm.
So I was like, okay, you know what? F this. I'm done playing around and just. I think that's kind of when I started liking you more, liking Tanner more. But then I was still like in that phase where I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna go over. to
So
this
did
guy.
you
Go with
like
the
him when
flow.
you still had a girlfriend?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
I did. And it sucked.
Did your girlfriend go there?
She went to Gannon University, which
Mm.
was also in Erie.
I think I've only
Okay.
seen her like once. Like I've never seen her like at your guys' house, except for
You might have been drunk.
Festivus.
Not
it was Festivus when we
remembering
had
it.
that one
Yeah,
KDR party.
I think that probably was the only time.
and I was
you
so
would've.
hammered because I was like, I'm not dealing with this
Oh
shit.
my gosh, that sounds horrible.
Yeah. That was the only time I've ever seen her. Like I've never seen her other times. Like you never brought her to the house.
How long were
Yeah, I
you
did.
and your ex together?
3 years. Yeah, we
Okay.
started
Hmm.
dating my freshman year of college. We knew each other from back here. We both had worked at St. Clair Country Club.
Mm.
Oh, I
and
didn't
that's
know
how
you
we
worked with
had
her.
met.
Okay, I'm
A lot of
sorry.
information
I don't
gets
know how much
exposed.
you want to deep dive into this.
No,
I'm
it's
sorry, but
fine.
like why did you guys break up?
Her.
Okay.
I mean, to be perfectly honest,
I-
it was-
that's
fell
funny
in love
'cause-
with you, and
'cause I
had- well, I had always. This may kind of sound kind of shitty, but I never saw myself being with her,
Mm.
my ex. Like
It's hard
even
when-
long term. Like, yeah, we were together 3 years, but
Yeah.
I never saw myself marrying her. I just didn't really
Mhm.
mesh well with her parents. They're
Yeah.
very very religious, which
Mhm.
I didn't have a problem with. That just
Yep.
wasn't my
Right.
personal thing. So it was always
Mm.
just, and they were very strict, and
Mhm.
like she was in her 20s, and we lived 20 minutes away from each other, and just come over my house when I lived with my parents.
Yeah.
Would come over all the time, and her mom, it'd be like 11 o'clock, and it's like, oh, it's getting late, you need to come home.
Yeah.
It's like she's like in her 20s.
Yeah.
And, like,
But the
Yeah.
fact that she's allowed to
It's a
come to your
little-
house though, like I was never allowed to go over a guy's house ever.
Mm.
Like there was this one time. Sorry, mom and dad. But there's one time when I was in high school, I was dating this guy. Then we broke up, and then we're kind of whatever. And I like lied to lied to my parents, like, oh, I'm gonna go hang out with my friend after tennis practice. Didn't hang out with my friend, obviously. So I went over to the guy's house, and like we were just like hanging out, having lunch, whatever. And then his parents came home because he didn't tell his parents that I was coming over, so they were kind of confused. But like they were like, okay, it's fine. And then a couple days later, it was me, him, my sister, and like my other friend. We're all just hanging out, going to the park. Like my parents knew that we were with him. And then that night when he dropped us home, 10 minutes later, his parents was at our house, at our door, and was like, "Hey, is your mom home?" I was like, yeah, give me a second."
What the heck?
And then, so she came down, and the guy's
Oh.
parents was like, "Did you know your daughter was at our house on this day?"
Oh my
and,
god!
and
Like,
she was
why
like,
would they do that?
"No." And
What a bunch of bitches.
it gets
Right?
it gets worse because his stepmom did not like me for some reason.
Is this the ones who called you trash?
Yeah. Okay.
What
So
the
after that,
How
so,
old were you? Like 16?
maybe like I was maybe my sophomore year of high school.
15, 16.
15,
Yeah.
yeah. So they were like talking to my mom saying like, oh, like, you know, like, did you know that she was over, blah blah blah, all that stuff. And she's like, no. And then they were like, oh, okay, well, yeah, because he was supposed to go to taekwondo or some crap that day.
He
And
skipped
he
taekwondo
skipped
for
to
you.
go to the
Oh my God.
to go to the park with me, my sister, and my friend. And I was like, oh god. And then because my dad works like the night shift, and he came home that night like around midnight, and my mom told him, and he was flipping out on me. I was never scared. I've never been more scared in my life. It was horrible. And he took my phone and all that stuff. So then a couple days later, his stepmom texted me through his phone saying, like, you're trash, and like I knew what you guys were doing, and like all this stuff. Like it was a long paragraph through his phone. His phone. I was like, what is happening?
Jeez.
So I was like, whatever, I don't care. Bye. So that was that. That was probably
The
the
mom
most.
texted you
Yeah.
from his phone? Oh my God.
Yeah, I was like, what? What is happening?
Jersey people, they're crazy.
Yeah, she
Apparently.
really didn't like me.
Oh, wait a second. So we kind of we touched on that, but that was all in New Jersey. So like,
Yeah.
did you live in New Jersey until you graduated high school,
Mhm.
and then you went to Barron?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha. Interesting.
I mean, I was like wilding out at the age of 14, 15. So.
There's so many things,
I
Mom,
mean-
that I'm still sorry.
I'm still
And
sorry.
actually, I'm glad I got it out of the way whenever I was younger. So then
Mhm.
when I was older, I wasn't all that crazy. I feel like
Mhm.
sometimes that's how it happens.
Yeah,
Like maybe that's why you had a little bit of a crazy phase in
Yeah.
college because,
exactly.
you know.
So I wouldn't say I was sheltered, but like, cause my parents, obviously they're Filipino, they don't really know like the American church ways
Yeah.
or whatever. So like, obviously, couldn't sleep over at my friend's house, couldn't go over at guy's house, stuff like
Wow.
that. So I was like, oh, well, now I can lash out being 8 hours away from
Yeah.
my. Love you.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Love you.
I'm sorry.
So you graduated before her. So like
Yeah.
how did that work?
That was tough in the beginning. I mean, we spent the first half of our relationship, first 2 years of
Yeah.
our relationship apart.
Mm.
Did you come back here? Just
Yeah,
okay,
I'm
gotcha.
originally from Pittsburgh, and
Gotcha.
yeah, moved back here.
Okay.
Lived with my parents for a couple years till we were able to buy our house. But
Mhm.
yeah, for the first 2 years, I mean, we would get in arguments over the stupidest stuff, but it was just because we weren't able to be with
Mhm.
each other as much.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
she
just
had
finding the
school,
little
I was trying to
things
find a
just annoyed me,
job,
yeah.
so we'd just get frustrated and take it out on each other.
Yeah, literally,
but-
it was nothing to do with him, and I would just get annoyed by like, I don't know, school or something my roommates were doing, and that was just annoying me, and then I would just take it out on him, and then I felt really bad. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Love you.
But I tried to come once I did get my
Mhm.
my job. I have a work schedule where it's a 980 work schedule, so I have off every other Friday.
Mhm.
So on those Fridays off, usually I'd go up after work on Thursday, and it's only a 2-hour drive to Erie, so that wasn't bad. And just
Mhm.
was able to hang out. See
It
her
was
on the
nice
weekend and
also, like
everything.
not having to always be with each other, because like
Yeah.
school, like my first 2 years of college, I was not in the best place, like grade wise and like everything else, from being crazy. So like it just went downhill. So it was nice not having him come all the time, just so I can focus on school. Because like
Mhm.
I had like crazy roommates, and it's just
And I would even not really
Not
pressure
really
you,
pressure,
but like
yeah.
kind of force you to do more of your schoolwork.
yeah, like it was just nice, like not you to be like on my case all the time.
You mean I'm not a distraction?
Yeah, there, better word.
Yeah.
Not attraction.
You definitely, yeah, we've definitely learned that. Obviously, you guys were young at that, young in college and stuff
Mhm.
at that point, so it's like a little different. But, yeah, the individualism I think is still big in a relationship. I'm
Oh,
sure
yeah.
you guys still
Mhm.
know that now. It's like
Yeah.
you live together, which we don't, but obviously, like
Mhm.
we're in that situation now where we spend a lot of time apart. We really enjoy the time together, but there is a lot of value in that time apart.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
for sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, interesting.
And we know couples that are don't like when the other one does something without the other one.
Yeah.
It's kind
Mhm.
of they always have to do things together as a couple.
Yeah.
Whereas we're like, if she wants to go brunch with her friends or
I make time for my friends.
whatever,
Yeah.
go out drinking with
Yeah.
her friend, or do when
Go
she
out
wants
drink
her
with you guys,
time
yeah.
or go to the gym or whatever, like that's
Mhm.
fine by me.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
she's the same way if I want to go golfing with my buddies or whatever.
I think that's important.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think
It
it balances you out a lot. I mean, you're a couple, but you can't spend all the time with each other because
Yeah.
then it's just like, what else do you have?
I don't know how
Yeah.
people who like don't live together like spend like every waking
Mhm.
day together. I
Yeah.
feel like it's different when you live together because you can still go out with your friends and have your
Yeah.
space and stuff like that. But like, I mean, there's like sometimes like 4 days where we don't see each other.
Mhm.
And it's just like just happens.
Yeah.
I think that it's probably took me a long time though to get like comfortable with that. Like I would say maybe even like 2 years or something where I would be like okay with not seeing him for like 4 days without getting like sad. I don't know. It's like the
Mhm.
honeymoon stage can last a long time.
Yeah.
It can, yeah.
It really can.
I
Yeah.
think that's the thing.
I
It's
mean,
real.
we got that whole
It lasts a long time.
not being next to with each other for multiple days in a
Yeah.
row knocked out right away. So we were
Exactly.
used to that. I
Yeah.
think
Oh
it
yeah.
might have been even weirder when you moved in and
Who is this
together
lady?
all the time.
Yeah, so you moved in with his family, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
How long did you live with them?
So like a year and a half.
Year and a half, maybe. I want to say.
Probably, yep.
How did your family feel about you moving?
So they were actually okay with it, surprisingly. Like, I was very surprised by that
Mhm.
because I don't think they expected me to come back. Because I even told them like I didn't want to come back to Jersey because like there really wasn't much for me to do there, and I don't know, just wasn't feeling it.
Mhm.
So I told them my plan. I was like, okay, well I'm gonna graduate. I'm gonna stay with Tanner's parents till we find a place. Because like I think they kind of knew that we were like kind of serious, but I didn't have to tell them. Like they just knew.
Mhm.
So they were actually okay with it, and I was like, all right, that's that. All right.
Yep.
Kind of just had to let it happen.
That's
fine.
good.
Yeah.
Well, at that point, you guys were together for almost 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So they're
okay.
just kind of like, okay, it's expected. So.
They had met me enough times that
Yeah.
it wasn't. They were okay. And
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And
Not-
we're staying with your parents. So.
Yeah. I mean, not to say they weren't okay with me the first time they met me either,
Mhm.
which they were.
Yeah.
I don't know. My dad's kind of intimidating when you first meet. Doesn't really talk much.
No.
He doesn't talk much, but when
Unless
he
he
does.
starts drinking, then
Oh my god. Oh,
That's the
Dad,
secret.
No.
Yep.
Nice.
So I've definitely asked you
Mhm.
this before, but how did you meet your friends that are here?
We all went to the same school.
Okay.
They're the same sorority.
Okay. And they just live here? They just happen
Mhm.
to live here?
Yeah, they live. One of them lives with her parents, but like her boyfriend lives somewhere, so she like goes back and forth. And then my other friend lives in the city. So yeah,
Nice.
my only two friends.
Okay, Marissa, what is the other girl's name?
Cassidy.
Okay, I wanted to say Cassandra. I was like, that's
Close
You know
enough.
how I remembered her name because Mondays with Marissa.
Oh.
I said it in my head. I'm like, that's how I remember her name.
Yeah.
Okay, we have to elaborate that.
Oh yeah.
Elaborate.
come on, plug your product. This is your
Oh.
chance.
All right. So me and my friends are just kidding. It's not all that. But because half the time I just don't even do it. Okay, so like me and my friends decided to like, oh, let's make a fitness page on Instagram, just motivation and see your progress. And they're like,
I look
"Okay."
at it. I'm like,
Thank you, Amanda.
I even did one of Marissa's workouts like
Oh,
during
yeah,
quarantine.
she's all gung ho about like abs. Like
Mhm.
I can't. Like I f that. Like
Mm-mm.
no,
Yeah.
I don't. No.
Yeah.
So we decided to do that. And then I specifically wanted to do that just to see like my form. Like I haven't really weightlifted since high school, but not religiously, because my brother is a weightlifter and he was the one that kind of like pushed me to do it, and so did my other two friends who are like really into that weightlifting. So I was like, okay, let's do this, because like I'm not a cardio person. Like I can do it, but I'd rather not.
Yeah, me neither.
Mhm. So that got that started.
Marissa's like running like
Yeah,
crazy.
she's good at what she does, and I'm just
Well, her
like,
boyfriend's also a bodybuilder
Mhm.
too.
yeah, he does like
Okay.
physique shows and stuff, but I don't think he's competing.
I doubt there's even
yeah,
any
so-
competitions right now.
Yeah, so that helps her with all that stuff. But So I do some weightlifting here and there. But last week I just took a break because I'm just I'm just tired of life.
Need a break sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But follow us at
So
Our
do you-
Wholesome Fitness.
Yeah, we'll put it in the description.
Absolutely.
Our
On
wholesome
Instagram.
and
You didn't
fit.
specify
I
it's
even-
on Instagram.
It's on Yeah, I said that on
Did you?
Instagram. Yeah.
So do you
Yeah.
just do like weightlifting or is
Yeah. So
Um,
when during quarantine, I did a program, cause like I did an at-home program because I didn't have that much equipment. So I was like, all right, it's fine, because I didn't. Obviously, the gyms weren't open.
Mhm.
What was her name? It was like some Gabby Shane. I don't know how to pronounce her last
I know
name.
who you're talking about.
She's I love her. Like her workouts are great. So I've been doing those and like kind of switch it up. And then
I know who you're talking about because I've seen her on your page.
Yeah. And she liked our picture and made a
Oh my
comment. I was like
God.
crying. I was fangirling. And so once the gym finally opened, I don't remember when, and being able to like, weight lift and all that stuff and getting comfortable with machines, I've been like kind of doing my own thing in a way.
Yeah.
So it's been nice and slowly trying to get back into it. But
So have you always like been into fitness or like have been athletic or like because I've never like I didn't play sports or anything, so I think that's why it was like harder for me to
not
even like
heavily. Like I played tennis
yeah.
and lacrosse.
But like how long have you
Mhm.
been like going to the gym or whatever, you know?
So it's kind of been on and off. I've been going since I've been working at Kitty Academy.
Yeah.
So, but it's been on and off though. Like it
Yeah.
hasn't been because some days I'm just
Do
like,
you
okay.
still go to the one near there?
I still go to the same one
Mhm.
though. But
So what's the? I heard a little bit of a project/business talk in there with the page and stuff like that. Like just in general, like something that you're doing right with your friend.
Mhm.
So what's the idea with that? Tanner called it a product. So I'm interested.
What
Like
product?
Oh,
There's no
that's
product.
insane.
We're just three dumb girls just being basic.
Yeah,
and
just for fun.
It's just for fun. I
Yeah.
just like seeing my progress and like I'm really like
Yeah.
looking into my form because I don't know what half the time what I'm doing. So I just like seeing what I should be doing and what I should be fixing. Hence why I like posting those videos. But
Yeah.
other than that, it's nothing.
I like how
really-
you're always like, "Hey, friend."
I try to make it fun, but I'm just like, oh, I don't know. It's eh.
Maybe it's a passion project.
That's
is a good
a
way to
kind
put
of
it.
yeah.
enjoy
I
it.
just haven't been into it lately. I think we all have. We just haven't. I don't know.
Yeah.
One
I
day.
mean, ebbs and flows with things.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, no, that's dope. I would keep doing it if you like doing it. That's
Mhm.
awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, I started working out during the quarantine
Mhm.
because I literally was not moving at all. Like I
Yeah.
just felt like I'm either gonna sit on this, like I have to do something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So that's kind of like how I started.
hmm Especially lifting children. Like you just
Yeah, at least like I just felt like
But
I'm
bicep
Yeah.
children.
Yeah, I-
That's a good
Oh,
workout
that's
right
right.
there.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just moving all throughout the day,
Mhm.
and then like I went from that to like literally nothing. So I just had to move in some way.
Yeah. It's nice too, especially like having a long day at work. You just need to get your frustrations out.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But
Definitely.
yeah.
It's good de-stress.
it actually is.
Mhm.
Once you're like get past the whole. I mean, there's some days, or like your one was like I complained the whole time I did this.
I literally complain to myself.
There are days where I work out and I'm literally I will do it and then like I'm just horrible at my form and then I literally have to pause and be like fuck this.
Yeah, no, I totally
like
agree.
I just swear like at the
Yeah.
TV like
That's how I totally feel every time I go to the gym. Because lately, like I work 410s, so by the time I'm done,
Yeah.
everyone's like at the gym, and like the machines or the racks I want to use, like it's all taken. I'm just like, F this, I can't do it. And that was a day where I'm just like complaining the entire time because like all these guys are over here doing, I don't know, talking to each other, not using the
Tough.
yeah.
yeah. So some days are good, some days are just not so good.
Do you guys do hiking and stuff too? Did we see that recently? Is that something that
Yeah.
you guys
That was from their trip.
Oh. Trip.
That we still do.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I just-
around this area, we'll still
Yeah.
do like raccoon.
Where were you when you in Germany? Germany?
We went to
Whoa.
Switzerland, Austria, and Germany last year.
Oh
when
wow.
they got engaged.
Oh.
That is, yep.
Interesting.
That is-
I bet you that's a good story.
It is because once again, Eliza likes to ruin things.
She does.
Oh.
No, this is because I was tired. Okay, so we were going on what a 5+ hour hike. So it was like
it
an
was
all.
a long day.
It was an all day like hiking
and it was
in
our
Switzerland.
it was our second day in
It was our
in
second day, yeah.
Switzerland too.
Was it just
So-
you guys?
And my sister and her fiance.
Gotcha.
Now
Yeah.
fiance.
No,
At the
yeah.
time
Well,
they were
yeah.
not, but
Dual
Whatever.
proposal.
Oh, did you want to tell the story?
No, it's a go for you. You were starting off. Go for it.
Okay. I
You
feel
like
like I
to
was
talk about
talking
how
too
you
much.
ruin all my fun things I like
But-
to do for you, but
Why not share your point of view? Because I feel like I've been talking way too much.
what
Okay.
else is new?
Listen. All right. So, anyways, okay. So we were going on a hike. Do you know what mountain we were hiking? I can't remember.
Not off the top of my head, but
Okay.
we were in the city was Lauterbrunnen.
Beautiful.
And oh yeah,
I'm moving
most-
there.
If I had to live anywhere in the world, I'd move back. I'd
And
go
have
back
a
to
farm of
Switzerland
cows.
and
Yeah.
just stay there. Yeah,
Hmm.
Wow.
just absolutely gorgeous. But to describe Lauterbrunnen, it's basically they call it the Valley of Waterfalls. 'Cause
Mhm.
when it rains, there's 72 individual waterfalls that form in the valley.
Wow.
So we decided. Well, we knew we wanted to hike there
Mhm.
too before we left on our trip. So I did some research and was trying to find some, not ridiculous stuff, but
Mhm.
challenging enough that we could do, and just found one where you could hike up the mountain, cross over the mountain, and then come back down. Go to basically like 3 little towns.
And take the cart back so you don't have to walk.
Well, yeah, you could have taken a cable car up and a cable car down, but
Gotcha.
yeah, we wanted to do the hike and everything and be with nature and experience all that stuff.
Mhm.
So that's what
Yeah,
we
that's
decided
all
to
new
do,
to
and
me.
So like we were what, 5 hours in?
We're
Holy
more than
hell.
halfway.
We were halfway
my
there.
God.
So
We
we
were,
Five
were
we were
hours.
more than halfway.
No wonder you were miserable. Did
It
you say
was
you were
like
miserable?
It was like in
5
8
hours.
hours.
I would be
Well,
miserable. I would
we'd
be
stopped
miserable.
for lunch when we got to the top,
The
and
cute
there was
little town,
a
yeah.
town at the top, Murin.
Oh my
was
gosh,
the,
my
was the
eye.
town where we had lunch, but I can't remember how we did like 11 or 13 miles that day.
Oh
I don't know,
my
it was a
god.
lot.
And
It
that
was
was
awesome.
all like
It was worth it,
hills and
though.
elevation, and
Yeah.
we weren't used to the elevation. So, like, you really affected us.
Yeah,
Like,
I like that,
we'd
yeah.
hike for 5-10 minutes, and we'd have to stop and take a break because you're just so out of breath.
Yeah.
God.
So we had lunch, and I was full of food, and I was getting tired.
She was grumpy.
I was very grumpy because I wanted to take a nap. So we were going down.
Well, we're going across.
Oh, we were going across. We were going across, and then all of a sudden,
Was it just you guys, or was your sister? and
yeah,
her
my sister,
boyfriend?
yeah, they were there
with
with
us.
us. And all of a sudden, Tanner was like, "We should take pictures here," and I was like, "What?
Oh,
You
no.
don't ever ask for pictures." And I was getting annoyed because I was like, "This isn't in a good spot," because like we were going down.
But it was nice. Okay, there wasn't a bad spot.
I know,
when
but there
we
were just
hiking.
trees covering like the mountains, but you couldn't really see it.
Yeah, you
until it-
could.
Anyways, we were going down, and
Trust me, I was looking for the perfect spot.
Uh-huh.
I should have done it earlier. I will admit that there was better location where we had pictures. We
Mhm.
took pictures before. That I should have done it there, but oh well.
And then he kept asking, "Oh, what about here?" I'm like, "Fine." So we were taking a picture, and I had my sunglasses on. I was just like, over it.
Eyes
And then
closed.
So during this whole, we had hiking backpacks and everything. So I had kept the ring in my backpack the whole time, and I can't remember when I moved it to my pocket.
yeah, because I tried holding your hand, then you wouldn't let me hold your hand because I think that was when you were.
Oh, because it was
it was in-
against
that was
that
in your-
pocket,
oh.
and I didn't want your hand to brush up.
That made me
against
more
that.
annoyed too because I was like, "Why aren't you
Ah.
holding?" I was like,
I can't remember when I moved it to my pocket, but
Mhm.
at some point I had. I think it was right before taking that picture.
"Yeah." So then we were after the picture. I was like,
Well,
okay.
I was gonna do it when I said, "Hey, let's take
Oh.
a picture." So
Yeah.
we take the picture, and I'm about to do it, and she picks up her stuff and walks away. I'm like, "Shit."
because I was like, I was
What
just
am I
over
gonna
this.
do now?
Yeah, so I just kept walking. We kept walking, and then Tanner was like, "Hey, Elysa, I think you left something back there." I was like, "What? My passport?" I was like freaking out,
What?
turning around. Then I see him on one knee,
Made her more angry.
and then I was like, and I like, covered
you
my
didn't know
face.
what was
I didn't know what was
going
going
on
on.
at first.
So I was like, "What?" I was like covering my face, like literally like this, and he was like, "Elysa, can you look at me?" I'm like,
She does not remember what I said during the proposal.
All I
I've had to
heard-
tell her like 2
yeah,
or 3
all I
times
heard
because
was,
she does not.
"You're my best
remember.
friend," and then I
She blacked out.
So I don't remember what he said, and I was like,
Blacked
Were you just crying?
No,
I was
she was
crying-
just
I was, like-
standing there crying,
Just
hands in front
blacked
of her eyes while I'm trying to pose. I'm like, "Can you look
Yeah,
at me?"
so I don't-
please?"
And what sucks is that you didn't tell James or Kat to like record it, so I could have heard what you were saying.
I don't think you would have been able to catch it because I did grab the GoPro, but you couldn't.
I know, but
really
you couldn't really hear it, though.
Well, yeah, unless they were going to be right.
'Cause I honestly had
here, you
no
weren't
idea
gonna
what he
get
said,
much of
and
the
I feel
audio.
really bad.
I told you what
felt really-
I told you what I said.
I know, but then I wasn't grumpy anymore.
That is crazy.
What did you say?
I said yes.
No, I.
Wait, oh what?
It's a secret.
Which,
It's between us.
to be honest, I still don't know.
She doesn't know.
I'll tell you again.
Okay, just tell me again on our anniversary
Aw.
next year.
I'll just rewrite it into my vows. How
Yeah,
about
I'd
that?
like
You won't
to
know
do
it.
that.
That's
You
so
won't know
funny.
the difference.
Do
I
that.
always wonder what my reaction will be. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, lots of ugly crying.
Lots of
Lots
ugly.
Lots of ugly crying. You should see my sister.
You were in shock. Yeah.
My sister got proposed. Was a couple months after us.
November.
hmm
Yeah, so 2
She was
months
ugly
after.
crying, like Kim Kardashian ugly crying.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, these proposal stories that we're having on AM and the PM are fantastic.
I know.
That's a good one. So like how like okay, so what time? That was a year ago at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's your timeline? Do you guys have everything kind of planned out?
Not at all.
Not at all.
The only
We
thing we
have
really
the
have planned,
venue.
we did get the
That
venue
is it.
locked down. It'll be in October next year. Hopefully, hopefully all
The
this
whole
Right.
COVID
yeah.
stuff's all cleared up and
Yeah.
we can have X amount, whatever the
Right.
restrictions are at
Mhm.
now. I don't even know. Well, it's different for New Jersey too, but
Yeah.
our wedding is going to be in New Jersey and hopefully October next year.
Was that your initial plan? What is that's like 2-ish years, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, we didn't want to do it. I mean, we didn't really talk about it. We were both just like, yeah, let's do it in 2 years. Trying to do it all, plan it all in 1 year would have been way too much, and
That's
it
kinda
worked
what we're-
out.
I know it's
Oh,
kind
yeah,
of already
definitely.
done
Else we
because
would
we
have
hadn't really
we would have had to cancel it. But
That's true.
the
Yeah.
hardest part really is finding the venue.
Yeah.
Because you have to book it. I mean, the date we wanted was already taken,
Mhm.
and that was 2 years out.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And that was pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
But we got our deposit down, so the date's
So it's fine.
saved and everything. So
Nice. Yeah, I like to ask those questions because I know nothing about that. So
Yeah.
one day when
you'll
when-
learn. You'll learn
one,
quick.
one day when I propose and we are officially engaged, yeah, that's gonna be clock starts ticking. But I was thinking, I've seen people try to do in like 1 year, like barring an international pandemic.
Right.
That's hard enough,
Mhm.
So I think that 2-ish is probably
Yeah.
makes a little bit more sense. So
Yeah.
well, that's exciting though, guys. Congratulations.
Thank
Thank
you.
I'm also interested in the ring thing. I don't know if Amanda has another question, but I'm interested in like what was your ring? How did you guys do that? We're trying to learn.
So-
This is a learning experience.
like what kind of ring you like and blah blah blah.
How did you take her to a ring
No,
shop?
she had no idea.
I would kind of, cause like I would always like make jokes about like, oh, whenever I see like a ring commercial or whatever or something in a movie, I would always ask them like, oh, when are we gonna get engaged? Or
I think a
Well, I
couple
like
times I
that
straight up
ring,
asked you,
yeah.
was like, what style do you like?
yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
he did ask me, and I was like, okay, I like this kind. I like. Wait, so when you got the ring, and then I saw a different one that I liked. It was like a teardrop.
It was literally, I think, a week after.
Yeah.
I got your ring.
I was like,
she
I
sent me
like
this. Like,
this
I
one.
really like this style. I'm like, no, you don't. I already bought one. You're not getting a different
No,
one.
no, but I'm happy with mine. It's beautiful. It's shiny.
But I had actually gotten the ring 3 months prior.
Okay.
I knew. I didn't know right away that I wanted to do it when we were in Switzerland because we weren't 100% sure we were going at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Once that was all locked down, I was like, yeah,
Everybody
I'm definitely
knew.
gonna do it.
Everybody knew that I was gonna get engaged.
But
on the
no
trip.
one knew for sure because I didn't tell anybody.
I know.
The only people who know that I even had the ring were my friends and my parents and my brother.
Mhm.
But I didn't even tell my parents I was gonna propose when we were in Switzerland. I always and I even told her, it's like, oh, we'll probably wait till we get a house and get settled.
Yeah,
and
and that was
everything
like
that.
the plan, and I had that set in my head. So like I did not expect any of it on the trip.
Yeah,
Like I didn't.
One of her friends even says, "Do you think he's gonna propose?" And you're like, "No,
No.
he's not gonna
No,
do
I was
that." We
like,
talked about
set.
it.
How long
and
after did you guys get the house?
Because we got the house in October.
So we didn't.
Officially.
So we won the bid on the house. We put in our offer. It was accepted and everything. We didn't close until October 10th, so about a month.
Mm-hmm.
but we were still going through all the like closing procedures
Yeah.
and all that wonderful stuff.
That was
Yeah.
a stressful time
Yeah.
finding a house.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah. What? Yeah. I'm interested in that too. I mean, we have a lot to learn, and we ask everyone.
Mhm.
So, like, where did you live originally? Tina?
Cannonsburg, Cecil area.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think you mentioned that to me once. And now you guys are out towards like
Moon.
right?
Yep.
Okay. So like, what was that process like? Like, what were you like kind of negotiating on as a couple and trying to like find in a house and?
We kind of had the same taste style,
Mhm.
so that part was easy on determining what we wanted. You know, we wanted something with a yard for future pets or
Mhm.
and or kids.
Another great topic.
Yeah.
Another great
Pets,
topic.
great.
Something, not too far from our work.
Mhm.
At that time, I was driving like 45 minutes. Well, same with her. She was in
Yeah,
Wexford. I was in
45.
Cranberry, so 45 minutes one way, hour and a half driving each day. It's
Right.
a lot. But
Mhm.
Mhm.
yeah, we knew what kind of size we were looking for, the yard, and we had our list of requirements and just knew our price range and just checking Zillow every day and eventually did get a realtor and probably should have done that a little bit earlier, but at that time we were just kind of at the beginning, we were just trying to look and go to open houses to see what we like and learn what to look for in the houses, if
Right.
they've got like cracks in the ceiling or
Mhm.
different issues and whatnot. So unfortunately for us, it was really a seller's market. There was like our house was up less than a day when we saw it put an
Yeah.
offer on it. That's
Yeah,
what
low inventory.
that's what we were running into is we were going to all these houses and before we can put an offer and they were already off.
Yeah.
Like the next day they were gone. So
It's
we
very
knew
frustrating.
we had to move fast. Unfortunately, I mean we put in offers on 5 or 6 houses before we were able to finally set on this one, just because some people were just really. I mean, they're not willing to move off their price point.
Yeah. No, I feel you. Did you guys ever consider renting, or were you always going to buy?
We thought about it. My thing with renting is, we have friends who rent.
Mhm.
Their rent is as much as our mortgage is.
Mhm.
So it's like it doesn't really make sense. We had been saving money from living with my parents. We had enough for a down payment, so it just made sense. And when you're renting, you're not getting any of that money back. When you're paying the mortgage, you're putting that money into the house. So if you go to sell it, you're gonna get that money back, or at least a portion of it if you didn't pay off your mortgage. But
Right. Yeah.
that was a stressful time.
Yeah.
So do you guys think you'll be there for a long time? Like the house you have now, or do you maybe plan on getting another home?
I have no
I don't
idea.
know.
Mhm.
I don't know. But yeah.
We'll say probably. I mean, we'll stay there at least 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I think that's why
No less than that.
it's hard for
Mhm.
us because when we get a house, we want it to be like our dream home, but we're not in a place to get that right
Right.
now.
Yeah.
So it's hard.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's gonna need to be a step in between there.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's maybe like
Yeah.
maybe something like that. I'm just
Yeah.
thinking maybe like 5 or so years, but in a like in 1 or 2 years, so maybe like 7 from now. Be nice to build a nice place that you do, because like you guys probably saw, there's probably a lot of places like, oh, I like this, but this is kind of weird,
Mhm.
stuff like that. And then on top of that, you have to make that decision so quickly.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's definitely expensive to try to build something yourself, but I think it'd be cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mhm.
See what happens. But yeah. But other than that, do you guys like the place that you're in? Do you think that is there anything? This is actually an interesting thought. Is there anything that you see now after living in it for about a year, like that you, like maybe like let's say that in 10 years or whenever, obviously that's tough to call, but like if you were gonna buy another house, is there something that you kind of like have learned? What have you learned so far about home ownership and specifically your house?
I don't know. I think I don't really know. I mean,
Because we were
we've
kind
been
of lucky with
we've been
this house.
fortunate
Yeah.
enough. Yeah. The people we bought it off of bought it and flipped it, so everything
okay.
was renovated, brand new. Updated bathrooms, kitchen, flooring, everything. So we haven't had to go through that process of, got to get a new hot water tank, got to get new
Right.
appliances, or do this or do that. So we really haven't had to go through
Mhm.
that aspect of it.
I think the only changes I would like to see is just having bigger rooms. like I don't know,
A closet space.
like closets, like a bigger closet space and just bigger rooms. Because I feel like once we start having kids, it might feel a little tight,
Yeah.
a little clustered. So
I wish we had more storage space.
that.
But
Yeah,
I think we're gonna plan like we have an attic. We just need to like install attic stairs and everything, so that would
Yeah.
help. But
Mhm.
yeah, I think storage right now is, and
Mhm.
luckily we don't have that much stuff. Really,
Yeah.
So
So,
but
yeah, for now
once
it's
you get
fine, yeah.
kids, it's all gonna start piling up. So.
Yeah. Definitely. Tanner, are you a handyman? Can you do stuff with your hands? Because I can't.
Like some stuff,
Yeah.
not anything like major. Like if I had to build something like out of wood, I probably could.
Yeah.
And follow Google instructions
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatnot.
Yeah, yeah.
Figure out how
Resourceful,
to
yeah,
do it.
definitely.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
like piping or electrical, no way.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, it's an added, thing that you have to think about versus, I guess, renting and buying.
Mhm.
Like, if obviously you guys are in a fortunate position there where you don't have to, probably not going to have to replace anything for a while. But like, if something does go, it's like, I was fortunate, that my dad and like, in my family, he was always able to fix everything.
Yeah.
So like, I
Mhm.
actually don't know what it's like to have to call somebody to fix like an outlet or something,
Mhm.
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that. I mean, obviously, I think that most people could probably kind of figure that out, but with all the resources like
Mhm.
YouTube and stuff today. But that's an interesting thing that, I don't know.
So we did kind of have a little bit of that. Last winter, I think January, February,
Yeah.
March at a time, our heat went out.
Mm.
Luckily, we had home warranty was included
Okay.
with, so it was just we had to meet the $200 deductible, and we just called the number, and they actually arranged it with a local company, and they came out next day and fixed it.
Nice.
So I mean, fortunately, it was a cheap fix, and it was probably, we probably just paid for the guy to be there with the
Mhm.
deductible. Like
Yeah.
I don't even think it would have been much more than what the deductible was. But
Yeah. Nice.
nothing major wrong so far.
except for when the AC was leaking.
Yeah.
We would find
But
water in
still,
our
that
laundry
was-
room.
Hmm.
No, one pipe too before that.
Oh yeah, there was I don't know, whenever they updated it, they must have done something, but there was a pipe that led out from our the wash tub in our laundry room.
Mhm.
It fed to a pipe that went like along a wall and just kind of ended.
Oh, yeah.
So it could go two ways. It was like a T junction, and
Mhm.
it went down and like through into the garage, like down into the drain and everything.
Mhm.
Or just followed this other one. I don't know if it was just backed up or something, and the water would come out that end that
Yeah.
just stopped. So my dad helped me put a plug on it, and
Yeah.
that's been good for that.
Yeah.
But
Water is tough. Yeah, water,
Yeah.
sewage, and
water,
everything.
that's one thing. That would be.
Oh yeah.
That is tough. I hope to. That's honestly that's kind of one of the reasons that I'd love to build a house one day, because like you can kind of monitor what they're doing, like the stuff you can't see. You know,
Yeah.
like you're like house that's flipped and everything looks beautiful,
Mhm.
but like you gotta obviously in the inspections and everything normally I guess take care of that. But like we've had problems here, like just at my parents' house where they have cast iron and it like erodes away and everything
Yeah.
over
Mhm.
time, and it's like now they normally put PVC, so it's like
Right.
stronger. It's just like it lasts longer, I guess, and it's just more modern. So, but yeah, that's tough when you have to like start dealing with all that shit.
Yeah, and
So,
especially with that, it's all behind the walls too. So
Yeah.
you don't even know it's happening
Yeah.
until
Exactly.
it breaks, and there's just your whole basement or wherever is just flooded.
yeah, tough. So I had another question, sort of like on the same type of topic. You guys had an interesting like run up to home ownerships
Mhm.
because you already lived together
Yeah.
at Tanner's parents' house.
Yeah.
So if you go back to that was the first time you guys actually lived together, like
Yeah.
every day, right?
Mhm.
What were some of the things that I don't know? Like I assume you learned a lot during that time. Like that's something that Amanda and I would like to do. We'd love to live together before we get married, obviously, because we want to see like how that actually is. Because I
I'm
think,
sure it was also different since you lived with your parents. So
Yeah.
yeah. Would you say that you learned some stuff? Like, was it difficult at first to kind of live together, especially with parents and stuff?
I
or-
don't think so. At least for me, I think we had known each other for 2 years at that point, and we weren't really surprised by anything. My parents gave us our space, and
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah, they were
bother us,
very,
and-
very welcoming and all that. Like, I never felt awkward or
Like you were
anything.
trash.
It felt like I was trash. But no, like they were like it was really good. Like I didn't have to feel awkward at all. It was I don't know. It's not what I expected to.
Did you guys like stay in the same room and
Yeah.
everything?
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
parents had no
Mhm.
delusions that we weren't.
Yeah, we
gonna
both
be
have twin
staying
beds, so
together.
that wouldn't really go well for us. Actually, I don't have a twin bed anymore.
Upgrade.
Yeah.
Come live with me. No, I'm just kidding.
Queen.
But we have, I think, I don't know for sure, but I feel like a lot of reason we asked that question is we have friends that just recently moved in together,
Mhm.
and they found out like a bunch of like little things that bother them about each other. But I feel like after like 2 years, you might just forget about that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It just
Mhm.
becomes more of a,
Can you tolerate it?
yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah, more of like a just thing. Like it's
Mhm.
normal after that, you know?
Yeah.
I think maybe when you first move in, it's just like, oh, that's annoying.
I think
but
the one thing I learned about you is how much you shed, but I think that's about. I think that's
It's
just
a lot of shedding.
women
Yeah,
in
I do.
general,
Yeah, it's a
you're-
lot of hair.
oh,
every
the
guy's-
shower.
every
the
guy's
gonna
shower.
learn
that
Whenever I
is-
brush my hair,
yeah.
okay, that I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Like I can't help that.
I have short hair and it's still
Mhm.
shedding. Yeah.
Should have got a hypoallergenic girlfriend.
Yeah.
That'd
I
be
don't think
crazy if
those
that's a
exist.
thing.
They don't make them. They were all out. Damn it. That's funny.
But they also have a dog. So I
Yeah,
was
sheds
excited
just as much.
to talk
He
about
sheds
that.
worse. Well, he's shedding worse right now.
When
'cause
did you get
he's-
him?
March? No, May.
Yeah, May.
It was in May 17th.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of dog is he?
He's an Australian cattle dog mix. So
Like
his
terrier.
dad is 100% Australian cattle dog. His mom is mostly cattle dog, and the owners
Cattle dog.
think terrier, but
Mhm.
they weren't 100% sure. Everybody always asks us if he's part beagle whenever they see him, but
Mhm.
I don't know. Maybe we'll get a DNA test one day and see what he actually is. But
Did you guys grow up with animals?
Yeah, I had one dog.
yeah, same.
about it?
And
Yeah.
when he passed, my parents got another dog.
Yeah. I've always had cats.
Yeah. I have no pets.
He's never had.
Not even a goldfish.
Oh,
or
he had a
Maybe.
fish. His
Yeah.
sister got a fish, and his mom cleaned the tank with soap, and it killed the fish.
Ooh, yeah, that's, you don't want to do that.
Sabotaged it. Dead.
So were you just not allowed to have pets, or you just didn't want one?
I think there was some level of allergy stuff
Mhm.
going on. I think my dad might have had like a dog when he was growing up, but like my mom didn't really have any pets, so I guess she just decided, yeah, we're not gonna have any pets, so we didn't. But I don't know. I'm not really against it. Amanda's cats tend to like me. Well, the one is kind of scared of everyone, but Minnie, that's actually Amanda's cat. So if we move out prior to her going to kitty heaven, because she is getting
Yeah.
up there in age, then
She's 11.
we might inherit
Aw.
her. So,
Okay.
but no, I
And
think
she
it's cool.
has to come. Like, it's not like people.
That's
Everyone's
a
like,
non-negotiable
"Eh,
right there.
no, everyone's like, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. You know, you can leave her. I'm like, no, she has to come. If I move out and she's still alive, like, she has to come. Like, she's my
She's your
cat.
cat.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I just can't. I can't.
Yeah, which is another thing that complicates renting. If
Right.
potentially that were going to be the
Yeah.
thing. So, yeah, still just kind of thinking.
Yeah, but we also want AC and laundry, which I feel like that's even hard
Yeah,
to
pretty
find.
pretty bougie.
You probably get one or the other. I don't think
Yeah.
it's hard to get both.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
We'll see what happens
Would you
there.
guys want to rent an apartment, or you look to rent more of like a house?
we
or-
haven't really looked into the renting of the house thing. But we've looked
Yeah.
into apartments.
I've seen like some complexes, like in
Mhm.
McCandless.
Like I said, we're
McCandless,
not.
You know,
It would be like at least a year or something like that.
end of
just-
2021. It's the
He-
deadline.
how long-
Hard deadline.
How long have you been since you quit?
Yeah, I resigned from my job. Just been doing self-employment stuff since the end of January this year,
Okay.
pre-COVID, right before COVID. So, yeah. So, like, I mean, obviously, all this has happened, but that's kind of been like on our goals sheet for a little bit. So, like, by the
Yeah.
end of 2021, absolutely, we move out. We're in together. We're living together for, I don't know, like 2 years or something like that. I have a proposal in there somewhere. You know, I gotta check that off. Then you get married. You know, you guys obviously.
At
know.
first, it was really scary to me because he had it all on like this spreadsheet
It's
of like
something you would
it's
do.
a document.
Actually.
of a document of this timeline, and I didn't even want to talk about it. No, and then like I think he had that I was gonna like have a baby at the age of like 29. And I was like, that's so old. I don't want to have a baby when I'm 29.
That was a
Same.
test. That was a
Yeah.
test to get her to get involved in the goals.
There you go.
But
It's
honestly,
oh, okay. When you want to have it, I'll pencil it in.
Schedule it in for we'll
or
see
like
if we can make it
28
fit.
maybe. And then at first I was like, oh my gosh, that's so long until we get married. Like, that's so long from now. Like, it's so stupid. Or until we move out. Like, I don't know. It really stressed me out at first, the whole timeline thing. I mean, like, sure, would I like to be younger than 28 or 29? But who knows what's going to happen before
Exactly,
then.
Mhm.
So,
I feel like that age is kind of common for
That-
our
now-
generation.
now it is, yeah.
I think
like,
it is. Yeah.
Mm.
Mhm.
And
I
my
think he said his
cousins are in
mom was
their-
like 28, 29 too.
My
so.
parents were young.
Yeah.
So were yours.
My mom
Mhm.
was actually 27. Yeah, crazy. And I don't understand how, because her and my dad met in like high school.
Hmm.
Oh, that's weird. I don't know. And she was 27 when she got married at 27. Why did they wait
Oh,
so
wow.
long?
So they
Why
waited,
did
like,
they wait so long
Over
to get
10
married?
years to get married.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm like, what? I think
Making
it,
sure.
I think it was
Okay,
my.
I
I think it was
guess, yeah.
my.
Making sure.
Making sure.
I think it was my
Making
dad. They're divorced now.
Oh.
They waited.
Oh, awkward. I'm sorry.
No. They waited so long, and then they like.
Oh.
They
They
were
didn't
married.
wait long enough.
No, they
guess
were
not.
married for a good amount of years. But yeah, that's weird. But yeah, she was 27 and she was pregnant, and she cried when she found she was pregnant when she was 27. Like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mark does. He's not really keen on animals, but if something does happen to my cat, like, I'm gonna try to at least be willing to maybe wait and just focus on us getting our stuff together before getting another animal. I can't promise that it's gonna be easy for me, because I'm probably gonna be like devastated. I've always got another cat. Well, this cat specifically I've had since I was in like the 7th grade.
Oh, okay.
So you know what I mean? Like, she's been there with me through like middle school, high school, like, you know, my
The
other
traumatic
cats.
years.
The,
Yeah.
the traumatizing,
I
The
would
traumatizing
never.
years.
Oh,
My
God.
other animals, you
Lavigne.
know,
My girl.
they passed away when I was like younger. It was still very sad and very hard, but you know, I think this one would be the hardest of
Mhm.
them all. So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Oh, man, getting the feeling.
But she's 11, so yeah.
Going strong. Going strong.
Yeah, she's really fat.
She's really fat.
Yeah. I was going to say something else. Oh, so kids. So obviously you said you guys want kids.
Mhm. Two.
No, yeah.
You're making it seem like you wanted
No,
none.
yeah,
And
I'm
you
fine.
guys-
I'm with two.
Do you guys both have siblings?
Yep.
Mhm.
I
I
have
have
an
okay,
older
sorry.
brother, and she's the middle child.
Yeah, I have an older sister and a younger brother, and we're all like 1 year apart.
Well,
Hmm.
you and your sister are 11 months
Well,
apart.
11 months apart.
Nice.
Mom. We know the story, Mom.
Oh, that's funny.
So how my parents met was actually a really funny story.
Yeah, we just heard the story for the first time
Mhm.
this past year.
So I apologize in advance if my parents are listening to this. So from my point of view, from what I've heard, so my parents met when they were here in the U.S. through mutual friends, and they were dating, and
Well,
I don't know how long.
They
were
weren't
dating.
really dating. They went on a couple dates, and
Yeah.
from what it sounded like, your mom wasn't like fully into it.
So she was
but-
very into her like school and stuff. Like she was,
Yeah.
because she's currently a nurse practitioner right now, so she's like very into her studies. Like
She just started studying
doesn't-
for her doctorate.
Yeah.
too.
So she like didn't care about like the social thing of like dating. She never dated anybody besides my dad. So they decided. So within 3 months they got married. 3 months, and
6
Was-
months later, her sister showed
sister
up.
showed up. so we did the
Oh.
math, and we're like, wait a minute.
Oh
Wait
my
a minute.
gosh.
So it explains. I'm like, oh,
Mm.
interesting. But yeah, fun fact. Sorry, Mom and Dad. Didn't mean to expose you like this.
Well, the fact that they made it this,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
that they're still together is crazy.
That's the right choice. Nice. Solid.
Yeah, some people would be like, "Don't get married right away."
Yeah, seriously.
Mhm.
Well, on the kids topic though, on the kids topic and like kind of how you mentioned like with your family and everything like that. Another thing that we always ask our guests and we're interested in the perspectives is you guys alluded to this earlier.
Are you gonna jump to the religion?
No.
I
wasn't gonna
feel
jump
like we
to
always
religion.
talk about it. That's what you did last time. You like totally just jumped the gun. Like,
I mean, I have topics in my head that I
Okay,
try
go
to
ahead,
churn
go
through.
ahead.
But I
He's
just
got his list. He's
I
got
love-
an Excel
I
file.
love-
He's just
Going
going
through a
through.
list.
So this is random, but I love looking at like I feel like I sit here and I watch everyone's facial expression because Mark has like a real big elaborate question. He's like blah 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 blah, and I just love watching everyone's facial
just
expression.
dissect what I'm saying.
On
Yeah.
our last episode when we had
Long-winded.
Rachel on, her face was like,
She's like, I didn't really understand the question. Yeah, it's Charlie. 'Cause
I remember her saying
I
this.
Yeah,
talked.
she's
I
like,
talked
"Sure, I
for
know what
5
you
minutes
meant."
and then hit you with the question. Yeah, I
yeah,
apologize.
okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'll try to keep the question as brief as possible. Basically, you guys talked about your family and everything like that, and how you were raised. I'm always interested in, as you guys think about how you're gonna raise your kids. Like, what were some of the things that you did or did not like from your childhood? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you think your parents? Like, what things would you take if you could look objectively at your upbringing? What things would you take and implement, and what things would you be like, nah, we're gonna do something different? Have you guys thought about that at all? I mean, you could talk about how you were raised and stuff like that. I mean, you know.
I'm just trying to think of a time.
Yeah.
You go first. Thinking.
I don't know. My parents were always fairly open with me and my brother, and I mean they weren't controlling, but they pushed us to try different things, you know, whether it be sports or instruments or different hobbies, activities like that. They never really forced us to do anything, but it was strongly encouraged. You know, they gave us our freedom for the most part. You know, when we got old enough, 14, whatever it is, pushed us to get jobs and everything. Both my brother and I had jobs all throughout high school and like that. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't probably change anything about my upbringing. My parents were really good
I love your
with
parents.
us and always very open, and we could talk to them about anything if we wanted to. But they also just didn't let us run wild and go out drinking when we're 15 and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't really think there would be anything.
Did they tell you
know.
not to do those types of things? Like, how strong were they to say, like, don't drink, don't smoke, don't like this?
I guess it was, they encourage, don't drink, but if you do, definitely don't drive. You can always call us. We'll come pick you up.
I like that.
We're not going to be happy about it, but we're not going to, they're going to be there for us. And once we hit college, my parents had, they knew about the drinking and everything. They didn't care.
Right.
They're like, yeah, your college, we went through it.
Yeah.
Hell, my parents bought me booze when I was underage. and after college, like during the summer, we'd have like a party or so. And I mean, they supply the alcohol, so.
I got you. I like that. I like that approach. What's the situation? What was the situation in your house, Elysa?
Definitely not like how. Not really like.
Definitely
You're
not
supposed
like
to call a very cultural.
It's cultural.
Difference.
That's fine.
too.
Yeah, kind of cultural, I guess, but not. I don't know. So, I felt like, I mean, my parents raised us really, really well. Like, we were grateful for a lot of things. Like, they saved a bunch of money to help me, my brother, my sister, and I go to college. Like, we didn't have to like get jobs in high school. Like, I did end up getting a job because I was like, I do want to have my own money, and like, but they didn't. I don't know. It was like kind of I don't want to say a weird time. Like, it was just different compared to like how I've heard from Tanner or like from my friend, like my other friends. It's just like, I don't want to say sheltered, but I do want to say sheltered. I don't know. I just feel like I didn't get as much experience of like having that freedom, like how your parents let you guys have. Like, I wasn't really able to go over like my friend's house, but then like slowly as I got into like my senior year of high school, like it started, like I was able to go see my friends and like all that stuff, go to like high school parties, but obviously didn't tell them that we were going to party. But we kind of like, at least for me, I don't know about my brother or sister, but like I felt like I kind of had to like hide certain things, and I was kind of like scared of my parents in a way. Like, I felt like they would judge me if I did this because it's not, a typical Filipino cultural thing and stuff like that.
And knowing how her aunts and uncle. Well, mostly the aunts.
Yeah, 'cause,
talk,
like-
they
like-
always gossip.
Yeah,
about
like no disrespect to
everything.
my family, but like they gossip like children. Like it's just
Mhm.
nonstop. Like they'll talk. Oh, did you hear about so and so doing
Yeah.
this?
I mean, they'll do it
And,
right
like,
in front of your
right in
face,
front of your- right in
but
front of your
we don't
face,
speak the
like-
language, so we have no idea
Yeah.
what they're talking
So
about.
like so growing
So,
up, like
yeah, it's just
I was just
Yeah.
looking at you
Oh my-
laughing.
yeah, growing up, like my brother, my sister, and I, like we didn't know the language. Like we weren't really taught it, I guess. So we didn't know it, and like we always got shit for it. Like growing up, like you should be learning how to speak Tagalog, or why don't you understand it? I'm like, I don't know, like I just don't.
Yeah.
So like we kind of got shit about that growing up, and
I mean, you can understand some.
I can understand some, but like still, like
Yeah.
it's
not like a full blown
Yeah.
conversation.
I don't know. It's weird to describe it, but it was definitely different and kind of sheltering. But like, I mean, I learned a lot. I think it's because like they don't understand like this is what American kids do now. Like they hang out with their friends, they have sleepovers, and
Yeah.
it's kind of like because they didn't do this when they were in the Philippines. It's completely different. So I don't know. It was just, I mean, they raised us well. Like we don't treat other people differently and stuff like that. But it's, I don't know. I really don't know how to describe it. It's like really weird. Asian people know what I'm talking about. Like it's a very strict and judgy
Yeah.
kind
But
of
also
thing.
very
But
family oriented.
Very, very family oriented. Very family oriented. But I don't know. It's like really weird to describe.
Yeah.
But it is definitely different.
So basically, you would want to go the other route.
Yeah.
With raising your kids.
Mhm. Something a little different. Just like having more trust. Like I mean, they say that they do trust us, but like I never really trust talking to my parents because I don't think they understand like the stuff that we go through in school or with like relationships and stuff. I think it's like a different.
It's nothing they went.
Yeah, it's
through,
something
so it's
like
not
they would
they
go
can really
to.
relate to it.
Yeah,
to be
so
able to
it's-
talk about it.
Kind of like why I don't really like. I never really shared much to my parents.
Yeah.
I don't think my brother or sister did either. Like we were kind of like scared to like say something, so we
Yeah.
just did what we're told and just just do it.
Yeah.
Good little children.
Like good
Yeah.
little children.
You're
Kept-
seen and not heard.
Yeah, and a lot of secrets. We kept a lot of secrets.
Yeah.
So which is kind of bad on like my end because like I felt like I couldn't trust my parents even though I could have, but I don't know. It was just weird.
Yeah.
That's tough. Like Tanner, the question that I would have to you to
Mhm.
kind of compare and contrast those is like, did you talk to were you open with your parents about like everything, like even like the hot topics like sex and drugs and alcohol?
I mean, we'd never talk about. I don't even think I really had the sex talk with
Yeah.
my parents. I think they just kind of. I mean, we learn about it in school and
Yeah.
with the media, what it was, and you're so exposed to it. They don't think they really needed to.
Yeah.
But like I, didn't really talk about that with them, and didn't really drink or anything until college.
Mhm.
But it talked about that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I mean, all of them are tough. Like in my house, I kind of the way you put it, Eliza, was kind of interesting because my mom was born in Italy.
Mhm.
She's not really like, she doesn't like really have an accent or anything like that. She came over when she was 7, but like you can feel that same type of vibe, like very
Mhm.
family oriented, very like, oh my God, you did this, you did that type of like
Mhm.
of stuff. So I don't know if it's like just like a immigrant, honestly, type
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
or but yeah, I think there is that level of family orientation and just like you trying to make sure that everybody's doing the right thing, whatever
Yeah.
you feel is like the right
Mhm.
thing, and there's
Yeah.
no other way, and it's tough sometimes.
Yeah.
And then like the actual family unit that I had, strong, high, I always say like high quality parenting, everything, but that is the one thing it's very interesting to get the other perspectives on those hot topics because it's
Mhm.
like most of the time, at least in my house, it was like, just don't do that. You know what I'm saying? It was like,
Mhm.
just don't do drugs, don't drink, don't have sex. Like but like
Mhm.
there was no like communication about it
Yeah,
almost.
because my parents never talked to us about any of that stuff.
Yeah.
We just like I knew like, oh, you're not supposed to be doing this or this, but
yeah, it
little
was just
I was in my rebellious
somewhat
phase
common
and I
sense
did it.
type of stuff.
Yeah, silly things like that. But then,
Yeah.
you grow up, you have crazy cousins who manipulate you to do things. And
Oh my goodness.
yeah, I have a crazy family. And that could be a different topic another day.
Next time.
Gonna expose
You
so
could
many
spend
people on
a whole
this.
2 hours just talking about
Yeah.
that.
Oh my god, dude, my parents would kill me.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like even at a young age,
Mhm.
I told my mom like I'm going to a party, and she'd be like, "Okay, blah blah blah." It was kind of more of like, don't like what I do when I'm not at home is like, she's not gonna
Mhm.
know, like, because
Yeah.
half the time I would tell her I'm going somewhere else where I wasn't going, like, you know what I
Mhm.
mean.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So then I think we got to a point where I would just say I'm going to a party, and she would be like, "Okay, be careful, blah blah." And it was kind of a thing where, and I was like in high school, like a thing where like if you need me to come pick you up, like call me and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
It's like there's a line between like being an overbearing parent
Yeah.
and like being like more of an confidant almost, or like an
Mhm.
Right.
ally to your kid, and you gotta like straddle that line almost. I feel like to be, I don't know, everything's kind of like in moderation. Just try
Yeah.
to stay in the middle. But yeah, that's just the one thing is because like the thing that I heard this somewhere and like I've been thinking about it, and we talk about it on the podcast all the time is like, well, you can either say just like don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, or you can be like somebody that tries to educate a little bit more because one of the shitty things I think that could happen is that if you don't educate your kid, some other kid is probably going
Right.
to educate your kid, and
Mhm.
like what the hell do they know? You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
Exactly. That was pretty much me with one of my cousins. Like she would easily manipulate you to do anything.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like the bad thing was like, I know I shouldn't be doing these things, but fuck, I just did it,
Yeah.
Like smoking a cigarette when sorry, mom and dad. Smoking a
Yeah.
cigarette or like, smoking weed. Like I did all that when I was like, how old was I? Sorry, mom, dad. Like when I was like 12, 13, something like
Yeah.
that. Cause like she, like, what's funny is, cause now like me and my brother and sister and my parents, we're all close. So like we've been telling them all the stories about my cousin, like all
Yeah.
this stuff that we've all been through.
Yeah,
all
and they're
the
like,
family-
what?
All the
Family
family
They're like,
drama.
what?
Oh yeah,
And
they're
they're
like, what? Really? That like you
They
guys that happened to you?
that really
And,
happened
like,
to you, like, and like it was funny. But yeah, like she corrupted us to do all these things,
oh
and
my goodness.
she's, I don't know, it
not
was
a good person.
yeah, she just no.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean that's just a real thing. I mean, obviously
Yeah.
you said like
Did your
cousin,
parents
but
find out about that when you were young, or no?
Now they do.
No.
Well, at least they didn't.
No, but no.
At first, I thought you meant she would make you do them and then go tell them and
Yeah,
get you in trouble.
That wouldn't have surprised me.
That wouldn't
Never,
surprise me though. Like, she would tell she told my dad once it was my birthday when I was in my freshman year and I came home, that they threw me like a surprise birthday party when I was dating my ex, and like all my friends were there, and she was the only one upstairs in the kitchen because we were all downstairs in the basement, eating, drinking, whatever. And she like tells my dad that I was having sex with my ex. I'm like, one, why would you be telling my dad that? What? Like, that didn't make any sense. Like, she likes to start drama.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
yeah, that's tough. I mean, that was a family situation.
Mhm.
It'd probably be even worse if it was somebody that wasn't in your family, just because
Yeah.
then there's no way to almost like, I don't know, fix it, or there's no way to like kind of like talk about it and
Mhm.
kind of bring it back
Right.
together. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. That's just a still question that I don't know the answer to, as far as like kind of how you raise your kid and like make
Exactly,
sure they're
yeah.
a good kid, but also like kind of trust you, but give them
Yeah,
that
it's
freedom.
it's that balance, like you were
Yeah.
talking about. You don't
Yeah.
want to be super strict because then they're gonna
Yeah.
rebel and hate you.
Mhm.
But
And
you
all
don't just
this
want to let
and-
them do whatever either.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But you don't want to be their friend. You can't be your kid's friend
Yeah.
Yeah.
because then you can't ever discipline them, and they're gonna be just walk all over you, and that's how they're gonna be through life. Is they're just gonna try to walk all over people and
Yeah.
be manipulative and
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think back, I think
Oh.
back on what my mom had to deal with, and I'm just like, oh fuck.
You're fucked.
That's why I do not want daughters, because knowing her.
But the thing is, like, I never got in trouble. Like, I would do.
Yeah, but you're
I wouldn't
telling
say
me about all
rebellious
the
thing.
time you're sneaking out and
Well,
going
not-
behind your parents' backs and.
But
Well,
they
not
never
like
found out.
But the thing is, like, it wasn't like that dramatic.
Well, I
Like,
know,
like
but-
Amanda's experiences. Like, mine's just silly little things that I'm like, oh my god, it might traumatize my parents if I'm like seeking out going to see this dude, and then I don't know. It's just
I mean, I think the question begs itself though, and it's not like it's no disrespect to your family, our
Yeah.
family, or anything. It's like, do you do that stuff? Do you feel like you have to sneak out because of like kind of what Tanner alluded to, like the strictness that you have to like rebel, or you just like as a kid you want to do certain things. We don't really know why, like hormones and all sorts of shit, right? So like you want to do things as you're in your adolescence there. Well, like you have to be somehow taught that that's either a good thing or a bad thing,
Right.
you know, and you're not going to make good decisions every single time. But like if you are educated, I feel like that is like kind of the key, because then you can start to rationalize and say, okay, maybe I shouldn't do this because of this, like an actual reason, not just because they said so.
Right.
yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely a tough one.
It's like with you guys with the kids at work. You tell me all the time the kids ask why.
Well,
You
they're
can't just
naturally-
say because I said so. Well, why?
Naturally
Well,
curious.
you know
You
what?
can't-
They don't
it's-
stop saying why.
Yeah.
Well, that too, they're at that
Why?
age that they're just
Yeah.
gonna keep doing that. But
They keep doing it. Like they, even if you give them a reason, like, so this one kid asked me, because I asked him to come over here to do like an activity, and he's like, "Why?"
I
was
stop
like, "Well, we're gonna-"
answering.
yeah, just I was like,
You have
"Just
to
come
stop
over here."
answering. They won't stop
Yeah.
asking
because
you why.
it's fun.
They
Yeah, 'cause
get
you
they
give
get
them-
in this
yeah.
phase where they ask why to
Mhm.
everything.
That is that.
You
that
have
is
to
that
just
age. You
ignore it after
kinda-
a couple answers.
because I said so.
Yeah.
Might not be a good enough
Yeah.
answer, but majority of the time they're still gonna ask why.
But as they get older, you can't. As
No,
they start
yeah.
understanding. That's
Oh
not-
yeah, of
just
course.
because I said so. That's not a good way to go about that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Just trying to. I think open communication is kind of key.
Mm-hmm.
Should I bring up the religion topic now? Is now a good time? No, the reason that we tend to talk about the same topics, but like specifically like religion always ends up coming up because not because we're trying to sell you Judeo or Jehovah's Witness or anything like that. Not because that, but because I was raised Catholic. I went to school from Catholic school from K to 12. Amanda was also in Catholic school before it burned down. No, I'm just kidding. It didn't burn down. Whatever happened, they closed
down.
it. Closed it. But the question is like,
I actually left before it burned down. So
So it did
you
burn
started
down.
the
no, it
fire.
didn't burn down.
I'm just kidding. But like in all of that, like I think religion ends up being a way that you could try to teach your kids good values and morals and everything. And I'm always interested to hear. I think we're both always interested in to hear like what your guys' experiences were with that, and if that is something that you see you implementing in your household.
Do you hear crickets?
This is kind of a fucking cricket factory in here.
Yeah, I hear them. when there's dead air, I can hear it.
Yeah. I could try to kill it.
Let's just continue.
Okay.
There's crickets in my basement at my house, so.
Oh, that's gonna drive you nuts.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard it recently, but last time we were recording, I heard the crickets, so that's why I'm like, is there a cricket?
I killed one earlier.
Okay, come on.
Oh, we're gonna keep going. Okay.
I can faintly hear it. It's not
Yeah.
that bad.
Yeah. I don't know if it'll be on the
We
recording or not.
just got to keep talking. And
Yeah.
The mics won't pick
Yeah.
it up.
That's
Pick
it.
it up.
From my point of view, like my parents really didn't raise us super religious. My brother and I went to like Bible school in the summer, but never real, or once in a while, like Christmas services. We were brought up Presbyterian,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't even know if I would call myself a Presbyterian.
Yeah.
I'm not one to go to church or anything.
Right.
I mean, I still celebrate Christmas and all the Christian holidays, but
Yeah.
The good stuff. Yeah.
yeah. But I don't know. My parents never really pushed it on us. I don't think it was really pushed on them. I don't think. I mean, we've talked about it. We're not having a religious service for our wedding. I don't think we're gonna try to really bring our kids up. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe like a Bible school or something,
Maybe.
just so they can get educated on it. But I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm a Catholic, and I did go to a Catholic school. Well, I guess I didn't really count until like kindergarten, and then I moved to New Jersey to a public school. But raised Catholic, not really. So this is like another weird situation. So like growing up as a kid, my uncle would take us to church but they went to an Adventist church. So my family, the rest of my family majority is Adventist, but I was still considered Catholic, which is, I don't know. It was a weird time. So like whenever we go to church with my uncle, it's kind of like I guess, babysitting, because my dad worked night shifts and stuff. So like the weekends were usually his days to sleep in, and so he just got rid of us.
Send you to church.
But I honestly, they don't really push church on us really. We go on like major holidays like Easter, like Christmas time, and I've been to like CCD, but nothing crazy like that,
Mhm.
But I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't mind like exposing them to church. Nothing against it or anything. It's just I'm not really. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, both of us, we weren't really brought up with that. So
Yeah.
You're probably brought up more than me with it. Well, I went to church like I went to Holy Spirit until like the 3rd grade. So we would have mass like every Friday morning. And then I went to church like a couple times with my dad. My dad's really religious. My mom is not. And like I don't really have the best relationship with my dad, and like we talked about me going to CCD or whatever, but it just never happened. So it's not that I don't believe in God or anything, it's just that I just don't really go to church. And I did in like middle school go to youth group with my friends. I thought that was really fun. And then obviously I do, not right now, but I work at a church in the nursery, and then I started teaching on Wednesday nights, just like different lessons from the Bible and stuff, and it was really fun. So, and I grew up Catholic, and that's a Methodist church. It's my aunt's church, but I liked it because it was something different,
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just not really religious. Neither is Mark, really.
Yeah. I mean, I went to Catholic school, but obviously that's, they teach you some stuff, which again, like I'm at this weird spot because I'm like, am I a good person because I went to Catholic school, or am I a good person because like how I was raised, that type of a thing. And then never really went to church. Like, I mean, when you were in school, whenever you had to, but we actually, the biggest reason we never went to church, I think, is because we're always working on the weekends, like Saturday morning and into the afternoon, same thing on Sundays. So, we just never had the ability. I was at the Church of Ray's restaurant, cooking and setting tables and stuff like that for all those years. My mom, my grandma, my grandma owns that place. So, that was definitely something that was like, okay, we're Catholic, but we're just going to go on the major holiday type things.
Yeah.
right.
And I don't,
Now you don't even. Now your family doesn't even really do that.
I mean, I think that it's something that you kind of should probably be all the way in, or kind of like, like not in a sense. Like, I don't see any point in going on major holidays, and that's no disrespect to anybody. I'm just saying for me, like, I'm not going to go there just on Easter and Christmas because it doesn't make any sense. Like, and again, I'm not even sure why I stand on like the whole, like, I don't think I'm like atheist or anything like that. Like, I definitely, even all these years, kind of like being brought up like God and everything that they teach you, it definitely has resonated with me, and I kind of feel something to that effect, but I don't even want to put a name on it, honestly.
Right.
Like, I just want to be like, okay, I'm the best. I'm going to try to do the best that I can. I'm not going to hurt anybody. I'm going to be a good person. Hopefully everything works out. Like, I don't know why it needs to be, I don't know why it needs to be any more difficult than that. Like, we're all out here trying to do things, make, content, go to work, do this, hang out with people, and just like be good people, and just try to not make the world any shittier than it is. And why do you have to like put a label on that and go to this place and pay money and donate and do all this stuff for the commercialization almost type of thing, which I understand because you need money to do all that sort of stuff, but it's just tough. I mean, I don't, that's kind of that's where I stand with it right now. So
yeah, at first he kind of wanted our kids to go to a Catholic school or a private school, and I was like, no.
You could probably still do like
only
a private,
because I don't necessarily,
but I don't know how that works because I went to a Catholic.
Yeah,
okay.
We don't need to spend all that money.
It's a ridiculous.
I don't know how my mom like afforded it when I was younger, but I don't necessarily want to send my kid to like a religious school because I don't know if I even believe all that stuff. So I don't want to have them go and learn all this and like, that's
Mhm.
kind of my
Yeah.
reason why.
If
Yeah.
they want to learn about it
Yeah,
themselves,
if they- yeah.
then okay, I'll take you.
Yeah, like
sign
how
you
I
up
went to like
for
youth group with
classes
my
or whatever,
friends
yeah.
when I
Mhm.
was young.
So, but real quick, because I think it does fit in here, and we didn't touch on it as much as I would have liked. The whole planning thing and the document, the spreadsheet, as you call it.
Okay.
I just had a thought here because like there's this and there's a million other things that we haven't touched on here about like kids and just like the future in general. I really, this is a recommendation, take it or leave it to like you guys or anybody that's watching. Like I really like something like that where you can kind of go through and kind of mark down some of your goals just because I feel like it helps to just get it out of your head. There's so many things like if you think about it, like the way that you're going to raise your kids. And I'm not saying to like plan everything out like Amanda thought in the beginning.
You should see it though.
I mean, like thought in the beginning because like
He's
that,
like
that's-
no, his new thing is he's planning. Okay. So I used to want to talk about furniture. Like, what kind of furniture are we gonna have in the house? Okay.
you wanted to talk about that.
I did.
When did you want to talk? We can talk about that.
When we
can,
first started talking about moving in together.
we could build a house. We could build a virtual
He's
house.
more interested about what we're
Yes,
gonna put in.
there's a
That's
lot of
so
stuff you can do.
fun.
Yeah.
He's more interested about what we're gonna put in the fridge. He has a list, and he's not even worried about
It wasn't
furniture.
specifically the fridge.
No,
it was food in the house.
Food. That's
That-
a whole nother topic.
That is a big topic.
It's because his parents buy like a ton of sweets, and he just like ends up eating all the sweets, and like
You'd be so
um,
much healthier if you just don't let
it's
the,
like
the bad
easy.
shit
You
in.
know
Oh,
how
yeah.
it's easier to not keep all the junk food in the house. Like every once in a while, you can like get some junk food and then like eat it all, and then that's good. But like it's easier for me at least to not keep it in the house all the
Mhm.
time. Well, because if there's chocolate in the house, I'm gonna eat it all. Like
Yeah.
it's seriously.
Well, also
Yeah.
with that, once you have your own place and start buying your own groceries, you realize how expensive that shit is. And
Yeah.
then you're like, I
Yeah.
don't need that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Like,
we
that's a
still
nice to
have
have
it.
if it's on sale.
Healthy
I'll get
stuff
it,
is also
but
so expensive. It's like
Yeah.
I know.
expensive.
the
Seriously.
healthier stuff is more expensive.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not saying to deprive yourself of those types of things, but like that's
Anyways.
just the situation.
I think
that
yeah,
I've
when we
dealt
first
with.
started talking about moving in together, I like started to think about furniture and because like furniture is like now I know like it's not like a big deal right now, but it's like I don't know. I just feel like I don't want to. I think it's because like I know people that moved into an apartment and had like no furniture and there's
Mhm.
like nothing. Like I don't know.
I'm all about planning, man. We could sit down hours. We could just hash shit out.
And Mark's also
doesn't need
a
to be, like-
minimalist, so I think it's hard for him to like. For me, it's like okay, like maybe I should start. Not like get a lot of stuff. Maybe I should start like collecting like stuff, like maybe to like decorate.
Collecting.
Not collecting,
Fuck.
but like if I go to, I used to go to
That's
a lot
the
of.
opposite. Of
I used to go to a lot of like estate sales and stuff, and I would see something and be like, "Wow, that's a really nice sign. I would love to have that in my home one day." Like, I don't know, like nothing ridiculous, but like I just don't want to move out and like have absolutely nothing.
Right.
Anxiety.
It gives me
Anxiety's-
anxiety having
Anxiety.
nothing.
Not nothing. Just like important stuff. I don't know,
I don't know.
but I mean the planning
But
thing.
I mean, that's a
is
good.
important.
I don't even remember what we were talking. That's a good question for you guys, though. Did your question ever got answered?
I don't even know what I was saying. I was
I
just
forgot what we were talking
I
about.
was recommending planning just to get it
Oh.
out of your head because like with me, there's so many things that I know are gonna have to happen to like think about them before you're putting this like not split second, but like up close and personal decision.
Yeah.
So you can at least kind of think about it. It doesn't have to stay. I'm not saying like the stuff that's written on that page has to happen exactly like it does, or I'm gonna like my life is gonna be ruined. I'm just saying like an idea, like a general thing, and then you're able to live in the moment a little bit calmer because you kind of know what's coming. That's my interpretation. Maybe not everybody.
He texted me the other day, and he's like, "Did you tell me that you were pregnant, or did I dream that?" And I'm like,
That was terrifying.
That
would
was
be a
a
hell of a dream.
that was a dream. That was a dream.
Yeah, that was
Like,
not
did you
good.
really just ask me that?
Great morning to wake up to. Oh, pregnant.
I was literally I was like
Apparently, he dead ass like
I was half
thought
asleep.
maybe I was
I was
pregnant.
like, fuck, what? It was
Um,
weird. It was so weird. I'm gonna tell it real quick. It was like I dreamt it, but it was like in the same dream. It's like I heard her say it, and then I woke up somehow, and then like I was like, oh my god, and then I actually woke up, and I was like, oh shit, was that real? It was.
You
it was-
never
it was
dream,
strange.
so you
It
must
was
not be
strange.
getting enough sleep. Because when you're really tired, you dream.
It was
He doesn't
strange.
usually dream. He's had all these weird dreams recently. I think you had a dream that
That's
I
how I
cheated
have
on
today.
you.
Oh wow.
Didn't you?
I don't remember.
Maybe that's a sign.
It's gone.
I don't know.
That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But did you guys have like how much furniture did you have like before you moved in or anything like
Well,
that?
most of the stuff that we've had are from like his parents or our
had
friends.
my parents had a couch and a love seat and a chair that they gave to us. That was just spares they had in the basement, and with no kids there anymore, they didn't need it. My friend had worked at an apartment building downtown, and they had storage units from people who have moved out, and just it was free stuff. And he was like, "Oh, you want like a coffee table or some of this stuff?" And his same friend, his parents were getting rid of a leather chair, a couple end tables, coffee tables, so we got those for like $75. Like they were just gonna pitch them. We're like, "Oh, we'll give you."
Yeah.
Which
Give
works
money
out
for
good
them.
because especially with having a new dog, he likes to chew things.
Yeah.
So
he's
it's nice
still
that
in
we
the
have,
puppy
like-
phase.
yeah.
So.
We don't have expensive
Yeah.
furniture right now, so
Yeah, I'd be a lot more upset if he was
Yeah.
chewing our expensive
So-
Yeah.
couch
Yeah.
and
So
like
it's
dining
nice.
room table, but they're all
it works out. It worked out.
Yeah, all used stuff. So I think the only brand new thing we bought was our entertainment stand and our
Wait, my
bedroom.
hallway rug that he ripped up, and I had to throw it away.
That's not furniture.
I
That's
know.
accents.
I know, but
our,
still, it was a
our
nice
our
rug.
bedroom set. I think was the only thing we bought. That was
Yeah.
new.
Oh.
And those aren't cheap either.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Starts to add up.
My mom bought couch covers, and they make any couch look like a brand new couch. A couch
It's got
cover.
a cover over it.
Yeah, literally, like we have a brown one and a red one. You just put it on the couch, and obviously my cat like tears it up or whatever. But it just literally makes the couch look like a whole new couch. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah. You could have like an old couch and then put a couch cover, and it looks brand new.
There's a tip for you. There's a
Yeah.
homeowner tip.
I mean,
for
I think
you.
the dog our dog would just eat it. So.
Well, yeah,
Shed
my
all
cat
over it.
tears it up.
And shit
I
all
don't
over
remember
it,
if
yeah.
the point was so that my cats don't tear up the actual couch, or
Mm,
I feel like that
would
might have
make
been the
sense,
point.
Yeah.
So yeah.
as a couple living in your own like home now, and like we said, going to work, seeing each other weekends and stuff like that, what are some of the things that you guys do for fun? Like, is it like, do you have nothing?
We sleep.
Sleep.
I like
That's fun.
to go like out on
We go have-
hikes
yeah.
and try to go like kayaking and stuff.
We always try to go
Or
on
like
date
in
nights,
your
yeah.
even in
Yeah.
like your own personal lives too. Well, both, I guess.
Yeah. Is there anything you
Personal
guys
lives
are-
and together as a couple, I guess.
Since we're always working, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even see him that much, anyways, because I'm always
Yeah.
at work.
Well, and especially if you work, go to the gym, come home, she'll eat, and then we'll
Then
have like an hour. And
an
then she'll go
hour,
to bed.
yeah,
She
then I'll
has
go
to
to
get
bed.
up in the morning again.
Yeah.
I'm working at home full time. I have
Mhm.
been since March and will be until
Forever.
no idea
Forever.
when. Maybe forever. They've been talking. about
Where
it,
do you
but,
work?
Westinghouse up in Cranberry.
I knew that.
Yeah, I remember.
I
that
said
as
I
well.
I said I don't know anything about Tanner, and then I was like, wait, I think he works
See, that's
in.
the only thing I told people.
I
was
said I
that where you
think
work.
he works in
Thanks.
Cranberry. I was
That's the only
right.
thing I asked about.
I remember.
I don't like to get personal at work.
I
That's fair
remember.
enough.
I had.
But yeah,
I
I
had
mean,
a follow up to that. I don't remember. What
I mean,
But yeah, we
you
try to
guys are
do, like-
doing a lot, just
Yeah.
being together and
Yeah.
hanging
Try to do
out.
outdoor stuff with the dog. It's kind of hard because we
Yeah.
still don't want to leave him in his crate all
Yeah.
day. So some of the
Mhm.
stuff that we would have done, probably not as
Yeah.
much. But
We try to at least to go on one date a week. At least try to have a
Yeah.
date night. Without the
That's
dog.
good.
But
Yeah.
I don't know. We don't really do much.
well, it was hard too with
Yeah.
COVID and everything. Everything was
Oh,
shut
yeah.
down. You really couldn't do much. And
Also true. Yeah.
winter's coming up, so there's less to do too.
Definitely.
But-
Tanner, were you into like? So like Eliza's been into fitness here for a little bit. Is that something that you were always like outdoorsy and stuff too, like with hiking and stuff, or how's that?
Kind of. I grew up hunting and fishing with
Okay.
my dad and my
Mhm.
grandfather and brother. So that was kind of more the outdoorsy thing. I think really college, I would say, got into more hiking because up at Barron, there's a gorge you can go
Mm.
down in, and, like swimming holes and stuff like that. And
Gotcha.
you can hike throughout there, and I think that's where that more grew into that
Mm-hmm.
type of thing.
Gotcha. Interesting. We're starting that.
Yeah,
we're outdoorsmen.
We
It's
started
fun.
it. We started it pretty roughly. Okay, so over the quarantine, literally, like I've been to like this hiking trail near my house like a couple times. I've never really like been hiking or whatever. But we went to McConnell's Mill.
Mhm.
That's nice. Yeah.
And like I kid you not, if I was not like exercising regularly, I feel like hiking would not be as I mean it's not easy, but I feel like it's a lot easier now that I can like catch my breath more
Yeah.
and stuff. Like
It's
I
those
can't
rocks.
I can't
Yeah.
imagine like me like, you know, before quarantine Amanda like hiking. I feel like I would be like dying. So we went to McConnell's Mill and, you know, we went to like a local place and my friend, I have two friends. They're both really outdoorsy, really into hiking. They went to Allegheny National Forest.
Mhm.
So I like didn't even like look that much into it and just like booked a trip. And then all of a sudden she's telling me about, you know, everything I need in my hiking book bag. And I'm like, oh my God, you have to take a backpack and about the bears. And I was like so nervous about going.
Oh yeah.
But we had such a fun time.
Oh,
Nah,
we should do that.
I
That sounds
loved
fun.
Yeah.
Who of our friends would go?
and we actually we stayed in a hotel and it's,
Yeah, we did not camp.
we stayed
We're
in
not
a
at that level
hotel.
yet.
You
See,
gotta, that's you're carrying so much more gear at that point.
Yeah.
if they had like a little cabin or something, I think that would be cute. But we booked it pretty quickly, so I didn't really look into that. But I think if they had like a little cabin, that would be cute. But there's not a lot of. It's mostly motels. We stayed at like the
Okay.
nicest hotel that there was, and it didn't have like a pool or anything. But so we.
First world problems.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just saying because like
Didn't have a pool.
we got done early like in the day because you know we hiked in the morning and then we had like from like 6 to whatever we would just like order food and watch movies. It was nice. So we spent like the morning hiking and then the afternoon. It was fun.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
But I really liked Allegheny National Forest. It was like I don't know why. I just love the one hike. It's like literally you just look around and you're like in the middle of nowhere. And there's a big sign that said like this is a bear area. And I was like, "Oh my God." Like you know there's bears there, but when you see the bear sign, it's like, "Oh my
It
God,
gets
there's
real.
bears here."
Oh, man.
At that point, it
Shit.
gets real.
And then
Yeah.
it was like pouring down, raining, and we're like running.
Did you
through
see
the
a bear?
forest.
Yeah.
No.
Oh man.
Saw some chipmunks.
Okay.
So there was like one that was real straightforward, but it was crazy because you're like in the middle of nowhere. And then the one hike was like half of it was like really calm and really like cool, and then all of a sudden it's like uphill forever.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was a really cool place. But I'm just excited because like I feel like that's something now that we can do together.
Mhm.
You know, and like it also makes for like a nice little trip. Like you just go like a
Yeah.
weekend,
Yeah.
not like anything crazy. And we've been on tons of trips together for like hockey and stuff, but nothing for like really just us.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So yeah, that's like our new thing.
Mhm.
I already
That's
want to
fun.
book
We should all
another
go
one.
together one day. Meet up
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah, McConnell's
Yeah.
Mill is one of our favorite
Mhm.
local places.
Yeah, apparently I've been there a million times. My mom said,
Oh.
and I'm like, okay,
Can't remember.
but I can't see hiking with like my family, so I guess we just went there to like explore. I don't know.
We
They
do
have,
want to go
like,
to
little,
Ohio
play
Pile.
areas and
Yeah,
stuff
I've
like
never
that.
been to Ohio Pile.
We do want to
either.
go. Yeah, we want to go there.
I've only been there
Yeah.
for whitewater rafting, but my
I'm
parents
not
go
going-
hiking
no, I'm
out
not
there.
doing
I
It's so
heard
much fun.
there's a lot
Mhm,
more
mhm.
local places I think than I know of too. Have to look into it.
There's Raccoon Creek State Park out
That's
by our
close by us,
place.
yeah.
Mm,
That one's all right. I prefer McConnell's Mill
Mhm.
over
Mhm.
Raccoon.
okay.
Yeah. We'll have to get a map. Just hit all the places around
Mhm.
here.
Yeah.
I think that there's definitely a lot in Ohio too. I know that some people go there, go out that way.
Oh, that'd be cool.
What's that one called? Falls or something? Can't remember.
The one that Lindsay went to?
Yes. I don't know. There's
Hawking Hills?
Hawking
Okay,
Hills.
yeah, my parents have been
Yeah.
there.
I've heard. Oh, okay. That's why I've heard of that. I was like, oh, that sounds familiar.
Is there Buttermilk Falls?
Buttermilk
And
Falls
then
is,
Buttermilk
cool,
in,
is
like,
local.
Beaver.
Have you heard of that?
or
No.
Butler, maybe?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
Beaver.
His sister
Beaver.
went there. A lot of people
think
really like
Beaver.
Buttermilk Falls.
Oh,
Interesting.
okay.
Okay.
That's
We'll
probably
look
not
into
too
that.
far from you guys.
Yeah,
Butter-
Beaver's not too far at
I
all.
just like that name, Buttermilk.
I get just
Pancakes.
pancakes.
Buttermilk.
Just a bunch of pancakes coming down a waterfall.
That'd be kind of
Yeah.
cool. That would be kind of cool.
Jesus. But well, guys, you have a lot going on. Got a lot nice story so far.
Yeah.
Gonna keep the
So
keep
far.
the journey rolling, you know. So what are we expecting again? Wedding next year?
Yeah,
Mhm.
wedding
October.
October.
Okay.
Hopefully, kids not before that.
Yeah,
A
how old do
couple
you want to
years.
be when you have kids? Or like how long do you want to be married, I guess, before you have kids?
Probably like a year or two.
I want to be done with us having kids by the time I'm 30, 31.
Oh yeah.
So within
Oh,
the
for
next
sure.
4 years,
You gotta pop 'em out.
probably.
Yep.
Just gotta pop them out.
How old are you?
26.
So,
I mean, my parents were young. Her parents were
Yeah.
young. I mean, both our parents are in their early 50s.
how
and
many
have
years
all their
apart do you want your
out of
kids to be?
college, so.
Like, do you want to have like one kid, another year, pop another one, or you want to wait
Probably
2
another
years?
year.
Yeah,
I
but
would
we want to
like-
keep them close, I think.
Yeah. Just
Mhm.
because I'm very close with my brother and sister, so it's I don't know. But I think
How
it's
far
different for
apart are
everybody.
you and your brother and sister?
Well, me and my sister are 11 months.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
me and my brother are like a year.
Hmm.
Do you ever fight?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I hear like people that if it's like 2 years or less, a lot of siblings like tend to fight more. I don't know how true that is. I've just
Yeah.
heard that.
We never really fought or anything. It was just
Hmm.
not really. I mean, we never really lashed out at each other.
Yeah, same with my brother's a year older than me. I don't think we ever really fought.
Yeah, I definitely don't want it to be like extremely far apart.
Yeah.
Like I feel
Yeah.
like
Our one friend, his older sister is 8 years older than him.
oh
and
my
his
gosh.
younger half brother is 8 years younger than him.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
Yeah. His mom's ready to retire, and his brother's just finishing up high school, or he's 16 right now.
Oh
Um,
my gosh.
Yeah, that's
20,
a huge.
Was that? That's a 16-year span.
Yeah,
on
between
either
all the
s- on a-
kids,
on a-
yeah.
oh my gosh, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't know about that. Maybe not that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
I
little,
don't know.
that's a little.
Well, yeah, I
extreme.
don't want kids after that. I don't think
Yeah.
Mhm.
after a certain amount of years go by. Like,
Yeah, like I don't want to be in my 50s and my kid is just starting to go to college or
yeah.
Definitely.
whatnot.
We'll have to put it in the plan. Put it in the document.
Pencil that in.
Pencil it in. Yeah, we're gonna conceive on this day. Da-da-da.
I don't
Born
think
on
we-
this day.
I don't think we have to write that down.
I was kidding.
The baby has to come on this exact day.
No exceptions. It's the way it is. But well, guys, I think we've hit a lot of topics here. We appreciate you guys coming on. Thank you so much.
Thanks
Yes,
for
thanks
having
for
us.
having
The
us.
insight into your lives and everything you have going on. Very exciting. Again, congratulations.
Thank you.
A lot to come here. I'm sure we will have you back on very soon if the world doesn't burn with all this stuff going on. But yeah, again, thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
fun.
thanks.
Thanks.
Amanda, do you have anything else? This is kind of ceremonious at this point.
Oh my god.
You gotta just jump in there and say, "Hey, what's up? Thank you."
No, thank you guys for coming on.
Sweet.
So much
Yeah,
fun.
anytime.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, thank you guys again. Really appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of AM and the PM with our guests, Elysa and Tanner. We thank you, as always, for tuning in, and we will talk to you in the next one.